that's just a little preview of some of the things you might see in this video. And with all that said, let's get to work. if you were curious about my custom Indiana Jones project, now you know. There you go. See a little something there. Big shout out to my buddy Jeff the Pinball Pimp Miller for coming up with that art package. He and I have been batting that idea around for years. That game and Twilight Zone, and they're two games to where when you try to recreate something or try to do something different, it's never quite as good as the original. I mean, it's just not going to be. I mean, it's better in some ways because it's not a decal, it's unique, it's custom, it's all those things. But, you know, are you really going to beat what they did? Nah, you're not going to. But what you set out to do, or what I set out to do on something like this, is to make something that looks appropriate. I want it to have a nice old world look. I kind of want to bridge the gap in between the complexity of the original and the simplicity of the Disney version. That's a little too simplistic. So to me, it's a little bit of a mix of both. There's somewhere in the middle. And I've played around with it quite a bit. I didn't show you too much in the video because I don't want to give away whatever it is. I want there to be some impact at the end. It's like, oh, okay, that's what you're doing. So you see that. I may revisit one or two things on there. I played with it a lot more than it would seem. There were times where I had some blue on there. I wiped that off and changed that color. There was times when I had one thing painted a certain color and then I painted a different color. I mean, there was a lot of that. And I walked away at the very end right about where I want to be. I mean, I would love to have little grid lines on all the palm trees and, you know, all the pyramids, to have every little brick and all that stuff, but that's too complicated for a stencil. You're not going to be able to transfer that. So everything has to be kind of like this implied art, and it's exactly that. It's a very good implication of what Indiana Jones is about and what he's doing. I'd say the hardest thing to do, and the thing that you probably wouldn't be able to recreate if you tried, unless you were like a highly skilled painter, is things like the shading of the letters, the fading and all that stuff. I'm really good at that for good reason. I've been in the high-end auto painting business my whole life, and back in I think primarily in the late 80s and into the mid 90s, there used to be a lot of custom vehicles, like custom vans and custom pickup trucks and things like that would have that fade. And, you know, you'd have to do it. You know, they'd come in the shop, say, hey, man, I want to fade this thing or whatever. And so you did it. And so, you know, that's a whole vehicle. So now that I do these, you know, this pinball shit is like, shh, okay, that's it. That's easy. But anyway, it looks really good. I will say this in case you can't tell yet, and we'll be able to tell when we get it outside, but those are all monochromatic metallic type colors. They're not like big glittery colors, but they have a subtle metallic to them, and that's going to give it some effect, some life. It's not done to make it look like a hot rod or anything like that. It's to give it some dynamic, and so it'll be there when we look at it in the right light. And I don't know, I mean, that's probably a lot of thought and a lot of process and a lot of maybe technical stuff, but that's what it is. That's what you see, and that's what's going on around here with that. I may revisit some things, I may change some things along the way, but that's pretty much 90% where it needs to be, I think. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna be working this week towards finishing up my red, white, and blue games. I did that all last week, didn't make any videos for it, but I'll pick it up somewhere. I just wanna kind of get those done before 4th of July. And I've got a whole lot going on around here. I mean, I couldn't even tell you. People disappear for a while, like, you know, the games, they sit in the warehouse and then all of a sudden they reappear, and they all reappear at once and they all want your attention, and, you know, there's just one me. So I'm working on it, I'm doing it, and we'll see what that means in the course of the week, and I'll see you in the next video.